Today we're going to replace the oil pressure sensor on a 2007 Chevy Impala with a 3900 engine in it. Here's the part we bought off Amazon. Here's the socket we bought off Amazon. Here's the sensor itself. It's three prongs. And yeah, so the way we're going to do this, we're going to remove this heat shield right here. It's got three 10mm headed bolts on it, one there, and one down there. Take those three off and we'll have access to what we need. The sensor itself is right down in there someplace, and we'll show you more later. Taking the bolts off the shroud. 2 and 3. And we can remove the shroud now. Working shoe. There it is. So we're going to try to show you where this thing is. There's the engine. Coming over here, we got the pointer going right down there to the sensor. There it is, that silvery aluminum housing, and you can see the clip that's attached to it. And that thing he's touching right there is the latch for the clip. If you pull it with your thumb, I would probably gonna stick my left arm in there, turn my thumb outwards and pull that latch outwards and push the connector to the right, and it will come off. All right, there's the connector right there, removed from the sensor, just to the left. All right, here's the tool we're going to use. We've got the special socket for the oil sensor on the end here from Lyle. We got multiple extensions, and I've taped them together so they don't come apart while I'm doing this. So I'm going to come around here to the right side, put the socket, fish it underneath this shield that's still kind of in the way, and put the socket right onto the sensor. And there it goes. It's ready to go. It's ready to turn. Did you get that? Yep. Here we are getting ready to turn the socket, and I'm turning it. Oop, don't have enough horsepower. These two hands, there we go. Knocked it loose. I'm gonna pull the wrench off now and use my hand to unscrew the rest of the way. That was pretty snugly on there. And there you go. Oop, oil coming out. All right, we're gonna take this thing out now. We've got an oil pan under there to catch the drips. I'm pulling the socket out. And there we are. All right, we're comparing new and old. Close enough. All right, so I'm just going to use a cloth here, an old sock, and I'm going to go down there and wipe off I believe it's the oil filter housing, possibly, that this screws into, and clean it off. There we go. All right, now the O-ring will have a nice clean seat on there. So I'm going to add a little oil to the threads here to help this go smoothly and minimize any risk of boogering up threads. This is just engine oil. All right, next I'm going to try to feed this in with my right hand through over on the left side here, very near where I'm going in here. I don't really want to start it with the socket. I'd rather do it by hand, because these aluminum threads, if I booger them up, I'll regret it. Okay, I'm kind of twisting with my index finger and long finger. Get it started, and I got it started. So now I'll use the wrench. Here we are going with the long wrench again. We finished the screwing in of the sensor. And there we go, got a hold of it. Spinning it now. Gonna tighten it down with my fingers and then go to the wrench. All right, now we go to the wrench. All right, now we got the wrench. Just get a couple, just hand snug. Don't be too serious on the snugging here. Snug and done. Pull it off. All right, here's the old sensor. This dog on here is what the latch on the connector is going to snap over, and you got to pay attention to where that ends up. That's going to be different every time. These are all manufactured differently. So the new one that I put in is facing kind of downwards to the front of the car like that. So make sure that the latch is oriented to go over this nub right here. Okay, I'm going to clean the connector off here just because I can. I pulled it up underneath everything. Ooh, what was that? I heard something. Probably not a good thing. Go ahead and cancel that. We'll get it. Ready?
Yep.
So here's the part I knocked off. Don't do this, otherwise you'll be hunting for it like we did. But it's a little basket that goes on the end of the connector. And it only goes one way, so I'm going to put it back on the connector now. And shove it on there, and done. Now we're back to where we were. All right, I'm going to put the connector on now. I'm orienting the little snapper retainer. And this is completely blind, but I've got it in the end of the cap now. At least I think I do. And I'm orienting it, and it's not dropping in. Am I in the wrong place? No, I feel like I'm in the right place. Oh golly. There it is, snapped. Did you hear it? It snapped on. Ta-da! It just takes some movement, and you'll feel it go on. Did you get it? I'm just gonna lube up these old threads right here with some regular SAE 30 oil. There you go. Okay, the next part is just to put the shroud back on, and we're gonna do this prior to testing to see if this clears the engine codes, because it's just so simple to put three bolts on. We'll pull the shroud back off if we have to. All right, shroud's positioned. Drop a bolt in. 3 bolts to put this back on. We did not have to remove that other shroud that's just to the right hand of my assistant Alex's hand. Did not have to come off. There's the second bolt, and there'll be a third down below on the left. Okay, we don't have the torque values for here, but we're gonna go snug until the handle kind of stops, and then maybe another 1/8 of a turn. There we go. Go. Checking to see if we got oil splashing anywhere. We do not. And we're checking to see if the check engine light went out. Did it go up?
Still on.
Still on. Okay, we'll nail that with my OBD2 checker. All right, little post note here. What started all this was a check engine light with trouble code P0521, and that was having to do with the oil pressure sensor. So that's how we knew to do this. I used my little checker here that I got from Harbor Freight to reset the code, but if you don't have one of these, you can just disconnect the battery lead and leave it disconnected for a few minutes, and it'll reset the code. Thanks. Okay, we're gonna see if I was able to trigger the codes. There's the check engine light. We'll see if it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Hallelujah. Apparently it worked. So that's how you do it, folks.